Hi, welcome to the I Live Truth podcast and channel. My name's Earl, and let's do this. If you're new here, make sure to bookmark ilivetruth.com and join the Telegram channel, I Live Truth. That's where you get everything that I post. Sometimes episodes, streams won't be posted on YouTube just because some of the stuff I talk about is inappropriate for YouTube, and we'll leave it at that. So today's episode is titled The Importance of a Stationary Foundation. As everyone knows that has heard any of these, but if you haven't, I started looking at the Bible for basically rules on how to live life, because I never had a good role model, a good biblical masculine man as like a teacher in my life. So my relationship was failing, my family almost split up, and I started to look into how to be a better husband according to biblical principles, biblical law. And anyway, I'm not going to get into all of that really right now, but the point of this episode is that in the Bible, there's multiple verses that talk about the earth being stationary or immovable. And a lot of people just think that this is, I don't know, they don't think about it, I'm guessing. But when you look at the currently accepted scientific model of our realm, it's just chaos, complete chaos. And I think with a worldview that goes from what they're saying, I think that you can never be solid. You can never have a solid foundation. And that's because they claim that the earth is spinning however many different directions. It's tilting back and forth. It's just going crazy. And when everything that we look at, you stand on the ground and you don't feel like you're moving. And they have a lot of magic to say why you don't feel it. But the other day I was outside with my daughter, and she's almost 4. And we were outside, we're both bare feet, playing in the grass, back by her swing set. I don't remember what we were doing, but we were talking about the clouds. We were looking at the sky, and I said, if you just look at it for a minute, you'll see that they're moving. And then she said, the ground's not moving. And I said, no, it doesn't feel like it's moving, huh? No, it feels like it's not moving. And I just left it at that. I didn't, start talking about all kinds of other things, but I just said, I acknowledged and confirmed what her claim was, that it doesn't feel like the ground's moving. And it's evident for anybody who uses their senses to determine their reality. Now, I think the whole science thing is basically just a way to get people to not trust their senses. Now, everybody knows the common phrase, trust your gut. Gut feelings are real. And there's another saying that says your gut is your second brain. And I don't really want to get into all the details about these. The fact is that your stomach, your gut, your microbiome does have an effect on your thinking. And it's whether that be, there's some people, there's evidence that shows that bacteria can alter your thinking, or maybe not humans. I don't think there's ever been studies in humans, but there's been studies conducted in animals. There's this parasite that can get into mice or rats, and their natural predator is the cat. They run away from cats. And when the parasite is in them, the mice or the rats, I don't remember which one, I think mice maybe. Anyway, it will cause the mice to seek out cats. And the claim is that they like cat urine, I think that's what it is. I don't know, the parasites. But ultimately, the parasite's goal is to get into the cat. They do it through the mice. But it affects their thinking, their behavior. And most people's guts are sterilized. There's absolutely no life. That's what a lot of people think is healthy, to sterilize your gut. Bacteria bad, parasites bad, fungi bad. But when you have a gut feeling, call it intuition, whatever you want, I don't know what it is, and I probably will never know, but sometimes you just know something, you know what I mean? You have a feeling, and more often than not I think people ignore that gut feeling and make a decision with their first brain, their brain inside their head. And I think basically people are subjected to programming their whole lives to get them to ignore their gut feelings, to use their rational minds, and to essentially disregard their senses. There are more senses than just the typical 5 senses, touch, taste, smell, hearing, and I don't know, the other one. I can't think of it right now. But there are many, many more senses that people are capable of perceiving or picking up, and just like AM, FM radio, or a cell phone out there, you can use unseen frequencies or unseen forces to stream a video. You stream this video to your phone through the air, and people, this physical material world is not all that is. And looking through the Bible, it gets you in touch with spirit, and a lot of people just completely disregard that, and it's not a good thing. It's not, you're missing a huge part of the picture if you're only focusing on your material senses. And the whole earth hurling through infinite black and nothingness, spinning, however many thousands of miles per minute or hour, it just induces instability in your mind. Now, a lot of people will ignore this. I ignored it. I was like, no, that's been proven, blah, 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 blah. And in reality, it's magic. It's black magic being used against you to manipulate you into giving up credibility to your senses. The people doing this, or the corporations, ultimately, they're just trying to keep you a slave, and again, this is all a choice. It all requires consent, but we have to stop subscribing to the notion that we are a product of nothingness. This realm, it's apparent that it required some kind of intelligence. The fact that science can't create a seed, there's technology that we will never be able to recreate. Science pretty much just piggybacks off of God's creations in order to claim that they invented something or improved something. God's creation is perfect. And if you look through the Bible, it will teach you that the spirit, other senses, senses that cannot be perceived by the material senses, there's a lot. You know what I mean? You need to, I think the Bible is training to get you in touch with the Spirit, to increase yourself, to reach a higher self, be Christ-like. And it's not good to disregard your senses, but with a stationary foundation, once you realize that the Bible is true and that the earth is stationary, I don't remember the exact verses, but there's at least 2 that basically say the earth is fixed, it is immovable. And there's a lot of other ones that hint at it. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what our realm is. But I know that it does not feel like we're moving. And I will probably never get proof or be able to prove any of this stuff. But I'm asking you to just give up your what you've been taught, what you've been told, and use your senses, all of your senses, including your gut feeling, and try and see the world. Say, okay, does it feel like I'm moving? No, it doesn't. And anybody that claims otherwise is either lying or just got some other health issue going on. Their sense of balance is out of whack, maybe. I don't know. But it does not feel like we're moving. And it's apparent to children. A streamer I listened to once said, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, then it's probably BS. And if you want, like having kids, it's wonderfully rewarding and precious and educational, because sometimes, kids don't have that conditioning that most adults have. And they say things that are just like matter of fact, that are just like my daughter saying, the ground's not moving. Right, it doesn't feel like that. You are correct. Thank you for bringing it up. That is, children are not defiled, at least most shouldn't be defiled at single-digit ages. And it's phenomenal to hear her insight, to hear her statements, her viewpoint. And yeah, she's right. It does not feel like the ground is moving. And it took some willpower, some strength, some humility, some courage for me to start questioning, okay, maybe the Bible is right. Maybe we are not spinning in a crazy infinite mess, And once I realized that I need to start trusting my senses, once I realized that, I gained a lot of power from it, knowing that my realm is not moving has helped me so much in my current mindset, and it's also helped me realize that I am under God ultimately, and He is my authority, and that's, getting the realization that there are laws, God's laws, natural laws, that that should be followed, even with all this stuff going on in the world, nobody was forcing you to do anything. They were manipulating you into doing it, thinking that it was your only option, you had to comply, yada yada. Nobody broke down your door, held you down, and gave you this thing. And at the beginning I thought that was going to happen, but after really understanding law, looking into law, I seen that that's not true. And I realized that all these corporations and stuff that were pushing it, they are following some kind of law, and realizing that my realm is not spinning chaotically, and that there is a moral code and a natural law that these so-called evils are following. If they're following a law, it's apparent. And it's helped me feel a lot more powerful and stable. And I think if we can teach the next generation about this stuff, natural law, moral code, that there is, that truth is not relative, that there is one truth, one law, one moral code that needs to be followed, and that we are stationary, then I think the next it'll just be I think it'll be awesome. That's my goal, to teach that to the next generation through my kids. That's how I plan to change the future. So with that, that's it. If you enjoyed what I talked about here today, then bookmark ilivetruth.com, subscribe to the Telegram channel, I Live Truth. You can also get there by going to the web address t.me/ilivetruth, all one word. And also, there's a donation form on my website, ilivetruth.com. And consider donating if you want to help support me on this journey. If you like my content, if you want to see more, then the default is monthly, a monthly subscription. That would be fantastic. There's an option to do a one-time donation. That would be awesome too. And if you can't or don't want to support financially, then just share these videos, subscribe, and also like, comment, and just spread it around. If you think it's useful, if you think it's helpful, then that would be fantastic. That's a great way to support me as well. So with that, let's change the world, everybody, and have a good day. See you later.